Hello, this is Pokemon Trading Card Game, the Game Boy Color version. I recently got all the... there we go. I recently got all the retro achievements for Link's Awakening, and so this is my current game that I moved on to. This is a game that I think went very under the radar when I was a kid, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. It's basically the Pokemon Trading Card Game, the first 3 sets, but in sort of Game Boy format. So I'm just going to show you the deck that I've currently got, which I haven't been playing for too long. By the way, funny story, something I didn't know as a kid as well, is that this main character actually has a default name. If you select End before you type anything out, it comes out with Mark, so this kid is called Mark. Okay, anyway, so, I tell you what, it's so good. I really like, there's something really nice about, not just like, aside from the lack of save states and the no achievements and everything, it's really nice just to play like this on my laptop screen with a PS4 controller. Anyway, I picked the Bulbasaur and Friends deck because, to be quite honest, I quite favour the grass Pokemon in this game, I think. There's a few that I like. And so all I've been doing is, I haven't got any medals yet or anything, but I have been grinding out some wins against... Actually, I went to Heather in the grass... the grass club, whatever it's called, just to get a load of... mostly just to get enough grass energy that I need. And since then I've been fighting here in the rock club, so that's why I've got all these fighting energy. But I'm mostly here because, rock Pokemon, they tend to be weak against grass, so I can make use of the deck that I've got. Is there a quick way for me to... See, the thing is what's quite awkward is that because this is a Game Boy Color version of what was like a full-on trading card game, what that means is that a lot of the information ends up being spread across multiple screens, something that would be very simple in front of you. You'd have to go come across like multiple screens. But currently I'm just using my grass deck, so I've got 22 grass energies. I've got 1 double colours energy. Ideally I want more, because you can have up to 4 of those in your deck, so well, any card that isn't a basic energy card you can have up to 4 of. So I'm wanting 4 double colours energy, because they are really good. I especially want another Bill because, it's just a trainer card, free use, draw 2 cards. I can't see a reason not to run 4 of these. Or I could add in a Professor Rook, but I'd take something else out. I might take out the Pokeball, or... no, I will take out the Pokeball. So, Professor Rook, discard your hand to then draw 7 cards. So if you've got a lot of cards that you can burn through, so if you've got lots of basic Pokemon and trainer cards, then you can burn through them, and this will refresh your hand for you. Very, very neat. Got a couple of switches, because my Pokemon, not only are they quite bulky things, but they are just, sometimes... well, I'll show you in a moment. Although this is definitely a work in progress because, like I said, I've not played for too long. So plus power increases your attack by 10 for the next turn, and defender reduces it by 20 until after your opponent's next turn. Then we've got potion, super potion. Actually, could do with more super potions. Potion heals by 20, and super potion heals by 40. We have to remove an energy card from them. So I think what I might do, I'll take 2 plus powers off. I'll add a couple more super potions. Full heal to remove status effects. See, some of these cards I just don't understand what use I would have for them. Like Pokemon, I've never done this. So choose 1 basic Pokemon card from each opponent's discard pile and put it onto their bench. So I understand. Like looking back now, I'm understanding. Like right. So ideally, you want to put a Pokemon on their bench that's weak, so that you could then, for example, use an attack that attacks bench Pokemon, or use Gust of Wind. Gust of Wind is another card that, in hindsight, I found out is very powerful. to like bring out. You can use that to switch out to their weak Pokemon, so you can kill it again and get another prize. Now, of course, the Pokemon trading card game has changed a lot since this, because this only covers the first 3 sets, and to be honest, the first 3 sets is all that I'm really aware of. If we look at colours Pokemon, I have 1 Kangaskhan, mostly for the fetch ability. So if 1 colourless, you can draw a card. Comet Punch I don't really use at all. Yeah, but it's got a weakness to fighting, so that's quite a big thing here. And as you can see there, retreat costs 3, so if I want to fetch some cards with that, then I'll use a switch and get something else out. As for my grass Pokemon, I think they're all basics. Yeah, so I've got a few of the Nidorans just for now, which I'm not particularly bothered about, but they're just there to fill the spaces for whilst I need more. Tangela is quite neat. GB means it's like an exclusive game, exclusive to this game. So you can got Stun Spore to paralyse them, Poison Whip, which will poison them. Now, Scyther is a well-known, popular, very good card from Jungle. Swords Dance and Slash. Slash doesn't actually require any. I was going to say coloured mana there. I'm thinking in Magic, although it is colourless energy, which is strange. I suppose that was just the word that it uses to. I suppose that's just a carryover from Magic, isn't it? Because Magic would have come first, so this would have used that terminology. Anyway, so if it's got 1 grass energy, you can Sword Dance, which will double the effect of Slash for the next turn. So that basically gets your power. It actually puts you like 1 step ahead of the game, of the curve, I guess. But only if you actually get to use the Slash, I guess. Pinsir is one of my favourite cards to use in general. Basic Pokemon. 2 grasses can Iron Grip, 20 damage with a chance of paralysing it, and Guillotine is just 250 damage. If you can get the 4 energies on it, which is, if you can get the double colourless, that's going to get to that really easily. Then that's just a nice chunk of damage. Now, I'm not expert at this game. This is mostly just from what I remember playing when I was a kid, and what I remember playing of this particular Game Boy game as a kid, as to what I'm actually deciding on here. But yeah, I'm just sort of grinding. Oh, I did change it anyway. So I've been grinding against Ryan. So let's have at least 1 game. I have a couple of games to show. I gotta say, this battle music is really neat. I really like it. So I've got Pinsir straight up. Hardly any. I've got Professor Oak if I need it. If I'm desperate for energy. Oh yeah, one thing I do like about facing Ryan is that he only plays with 3 prizes. What I don't like about facing Ryan is that he uses Sandshrews. And the Snivel ability on Cubone is quite annoying as well, and they can reduce, like, see this one here, it reduces damage by 20, but that's after applying weaknesses, so that's not too bad. I've got like a few portions there already. I'm not going to Professor Oak just yet. See, I don't actually know what this Marowak can do. Let's have a look at the Marowak. 1 attack, so that's a coin flip for stop me from attacking. And each player filled his or her bench. Back when they were saying his or her all the time, rather than just there. With basic Pokemon chosen at random from their deck. If a player has fewer basic Pokemon than is in their deck, they choose all of them. Each player shuffles their deck afterwards. Okay, right, this is so clunky. Seriously, all this talk about, ooh, they isn't singular. I mean, even even outside of the whole usage for non-binary people, this is ridiculous. It just says he or she does this and he or she and he or she. It's so clunky. But you know, you do get some people who say he or she all the time just because they don't like saying singular they, because they refuse to acknowledge it. And it's kind of funny. It's going to do 40, so plus power would only... I'm not going to bother plus powering. Right, yeah, iron grip. Yeah, 2 iron grips would kill it anyway. Right, okay. I'm just gonna... just for the sake of using them up so I can Professor Oak and get a new hand. Right. Scyther. Kangaskhan. Let's put the grass energy on Kangaskhan. Irrelevant. Irrelevant. Paralysis. Yeah, that sand shoe's annoying. Good sand attack will stop your attacks on a coin flip. What else do I have? Yeah. Okay. Da 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 da. There are actually some oh, I should have been putting them on Pinsir. Didn't even acknowledge that. Anyway, that Hitmonchan's gonna jab me. Right. Potion. And Professor Oak. Right, look, 2 bills. 3 bills. Double colourless, aha. Have I actually used... ah, no. Hold on, did I put... ah, did I put it on I put it on Pinsir. Professor Oak, I'm not going to be using that. But with all these cards in my hand. Well, I could put double colours on a Scyther if I so wanted to. Or should I? No, I shouldn't. I'll just power up my Pinsir. I'll stick on a defender. I've got so many cards in my hand. Yeah, now this is probably going to use Snivel, I imagine. Oh no, they're bringing out Hitmonchan back out. And they're not attacking. Oh yeah, because I've got Defender on. Yeah. See, I've won this. I don't know what they can do. The thing is as well, is that you don't actually see... like your opponents, like you know, you go to check and then you can play. You can check like all the different like elements here, so you can check, oh, they've got this Sandshrew and like what energies they've got on it and everything and all that. But to be honest, the game is easy enough. We don't really need to do that. I mean, it's a little bit clunky, but it's you know. But I've got to, you know, back for the Game Boy Color. This is really something. Right, Right, yeah, and you get 2 evolution boosters. Thing is that so you'll always get an energy card of the particular club that you're fighting against, so you'll end up with loads. I mean, there is an achievement for getting 99 of each, so that is going to take a while. But the cards there's a few cards I am especially after. I need one more bill, which I'm not getting here. I think Pinsir and Scyther. Do I need any more of those? I don't know. Double colours energy is what I'm after, and you don't actually get them from the evolution packs, I don't think. So I'd have to go and fight somebody else. But the thing is as well is that I am going to have to eventually make more different types of decks because of start with Pinsir and Scyther. Yeah, so when I come across the different clubs and they'll play different types, I might have to experiment with different types of decks. So I'm not just doing what's it called? I'm not just doing grass all the time. Yeah, so Umber Knight has the power that they can see my hand. Oh dear. So Pinsir is about to die. I don't know if I stick a potion on. And do I have a defender? I do not. I've got a plus power, but that's probably not going to help much because no, I'm not going to use the plus power. But I am going to hope and fail. I was going to hope that does that paralyzes it. Oh dear. I think I might have lost this. Actually no, Scyther has resistance to fighting. Oh, that's so good. I mean, Swords Dance not going to be useful unless I get double colours energy, but you know I might. I didn't even consider how Scyther resisting fighting was going to really help here because all the rock ones counters fighting. The rock Pokemon counters fighting, and the rock Pokemon are weak to grass, and the Scyther is strong against. It's got resistance to fighting, so resistance is like a removal of damage. It's like minus 30, I think. So if you resist, what have I got in my hand? Yeah, if you resist a type, then its attack does, I think it's 30 less damage, whereas if it's a weakness, it does double the damage. So it's actually a multiplier. Now this Sandshrew, I hate the Sandshrew because, although Sandslash, I don't know if that's any better, because, right, hold on. So at most this does 60, which would mean 40, so that would be 10? Yeah. Professor Rock. Now, do I have... I've got 2 Professor Rocks. I can have that do 70 damage, that will kill it, so... Hold on, do I have... Let's get Tangler out. Let's put that on Tangler. I don't have any potions or anything, but will plus power, and let's Professor Rock. Da, 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 da. Right, and I do have a super potion, so I can... Oh, this is going to do 70, is that right? Yep. Right, well... I think they might be stuck. I think I've just won this anyway, but... Well, I'll show you anyway. Look, grass energy on Scyther. Super potion. It removes 1 energy. And it heals... Well, it heals 40, but I only had 30 on. So... I did play this game as a kid, not only the Game Boy game but the actual cards themselves, but my approach to it was I didn't really have any friends that knew how to play the game. I had a few friends that collected the cards, but nobody else knew how to play the game apart from it was me and my brother, and then I taught my dad and I taught my nana how to play as well. And so sometimes at my nana's house we'd play Pokemon cards, and I remember, oh, hold on, got a ding, 1 second, right, I've just got, a big long message from Fran, which I will check in a moment. So if you're listening to this, Fran, from the future, I'm not ignoring you. I will get to you in a moment. But anyway, so what was I saying here? Yeah, so I used to play this with my dad and my nana and my brother, and I remember, I think, because you think of like parents don't actually understand like things that they don't understand things that their kids are into. Well, I remember there's one game in particular I was playing against my nana, and she would, I think she would have been in her 70s at this time, and she wasn't really enthusiastic about it, but she was very competent at it. And I remember there was one game we had where it was very close. So that was a very nice memory. But yeah, so basically, given that that's the context, I didn't make decks for the purpose of the decks themselves being good. I made them for the purposes of the decks being interesting. So I'd have oh, this is a grass themed deck, and this is a fire themed deck, and I had different things behind them. But in my mind, it wasn't, I'm going to make the decks powerful. That isn't what I was thinking. So I didn't have that metagaming sort of mindset behind it. It was just putting different decks together and trying them out and see what they're like. So looking back, after having left the game for so long, because when Team Rocket came out, the fall set, I sort of stopped playing at that point. I think I got a few Rocket cards, but I sort of stopped after that. And they did start bringing out stadium cards, and now, I mean, the trading card game is still going, and there's so many more rules like support cards and item cards, and there's all sorts of different stuff now. But I mean, the trading card game I play now is Magic, and I play that on Arena these days. So it's interesting to see, to compare and contrast. So, trainer cards. Trainer cards. If you think of them in terms of Magic, they're like sorceries. You use them, and then the thing happens. But of course, they don't actually have any cost. There's no mana cost, because the energies are attached to the Pokemon, so there's no mana cost. So it's just the thing happens. So everything is balanced in its text. So, Switch here, as you can see, it's just switch a Pokemon, your active Pokemon for another one. But then, you know, you've got Potion which heals you a bit, and then you've got Super Potion which heals you more. But because there's no cost to using it, they have to weave a sort of like a caveat into the card itself, so it will discard one energy card attached to one of your own Pokemon in order to remove 4 damage counters from that Pokemon. Yeah, but they were like, you know, they're all the rage with the kids. Anyway, I've got a Scyther. That's the only Pokemon I've got, but I do have my double colourless energy. Oh, and they've only got 1 energy card as well, so I could win this in 2 turns. What have they got? A Sandshrew. Oh, okay. Oh, I almost ended my turn. Swords Dance. Right, so I can quit my double colourless energy. I mean, they'll probably, they put something else out on the bench. Right, send attack. No damage. Okay, I could win this in 2 turns. Right, if this is a heads, I've won. Ah! No. I mean, Swords Dance was pretty useless anyway. Right, well, they've got Mysterious Fossil out. But yeah, the cards were actually very, yeah, see, they're building up Pokemon now. Aha, the Aerodactyl prevents Pokemon from evolving, but I don't actually have any evolutions in this deck. I don't actually have. I thought I had a plus power. I suppose another benefit to Swords Dance is because it does nothing, but then your next turn Slash will do double. Is if something's got a resistance to grass, then they're only blocking out 30 of the damage one time. What have they got? Let's Aerodactyl, Sunslash, keep on. Oh, to think if that coin flip at the start had landed on heads, I'd have won on turn 2. See, Snivel, that prevents so much damage after applying weaknesses and resistances. So again, hold on. It prevents. Well, anyway, that'll kill. That, yeah, that's just enough to kill it anyway. So never mind. But yeah, I had God, Pokemon cards. They were such a big deal as a kid. Just the collecting of them for people. Whereas for me, you know, I played the game, but no one else did. So there was lots of you know, there was lots going on about it. Like I remember at the childcare centre, there was all the kids had them. I remember one kid who once said that there was only 7 Ancient Mew. Do you remember Ancient Mew? Ancient Mew cards in the world, and I had 3 of them. So that couldn't have been true. I mean, it wouldn't have been true anyway, but still. I had 3. They claimed there were 7 in the world. Oh, there actually was a card. I remember there was a Meowth card. I've probably got it still. A Meowth card that came with this game, with the Game Boy Color game, and there was also the cards that came with when you went to see Mew vs Mewtwo, or Mewtwo vs Mew, whatever the first movie was called. So yeah, that was very interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna save again just because. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye.